I want to improve the way the users are displayed and the information presented on a post. In this lecture, we'll explore how to create custom author fields and avatars. Let's start with the custom fields first. I'm going to edit my admin profile to include a biography. I'll keep it simple and short. Let's go to the front end now and view a single post. If we take a look at the author box, you'll notice that it displays the author bio. Wouldn't it be nice if it could also include social media information like Twitter or Facebook? That's totally possible and easy to do with WordPress. The first step is to add the fields on the admin side. Inside the functions file, add the action hook show user profile. The function I want to call is JU custom user profile fields. This hook will only run if a user is viewing their own profile in the admin dashboard. However, I want admins to be able to view these fields as well. So we have to copy this line and change the action hook name to edit user profile, which will run if another user is viewing these fields. We'll be calling the same function. WordPress will be able to determine which one to run depending on who's viewing the profile. Inside the includes folder, create a folder named admin and create a file named author-fields.php. Define the function inside this file and make sure to include it from the functions file. This function will receive a user object that will have information about the current edited user. Inside this function, I'm going to paste in some HTML code. This is just some HTML code to format the input field to match the other fields. I used the HTML from the page and modified it to suit our needs. It's nothing complex. There are two things that need to be highlighted. The name attribute should be unique so that we can use it to save the data later. The other thing is the value. All I'm doing is grabbing a user meta key called JU Twitter, which we'll save later. This function is new to us, but it's a function that uses the metadata API. Posts aren't the only things that can have metadata attached to them. Users can also have metadata. The user meta functions work the same as the post meta functions. Now that we're displaying our field, it's time to save it. Inside the functions file, I'm going to add a new action hook called personal options update. The function I want to call will be named JU save extra profile fields. Just like last time, this hook will only run for the user's own profile. For other users, such as admins, in order for them to modify this value properly, we have to use a different hook. The other hook is called Edit User Profile Update. I'm just going to copy the hook above and rename it. Back inside the author-fields file, I'm going to define the function here as well to keep things simple. This function will be passed in the user ID, which we'll use later. I'm going to check the current user capability and see if they have the capability edit user. If this returns false, I'm going to return the function. We only want users who have this capability to be able to edit profiles. If they pass this check, I'm going to call the function updateUserMeta and update the information properly. Pass in the user ID, set the key to JU Twitter, and pass in the post variable. Now that the user meta is being updated properly, we can begin to display it in the author box. Open the single template for the theme. Right at the section where we grab the author ID, I'm going to create a new variable named Twitter. This variable's value will be assigned to the value returned by the getTheAuthorMeta function. We'll pass in the name of key, which is JU Twitter, and the author ID. Next, let's move on to the author box, which is placed under the post, and check to see if the variable isn't empty. If it isn't empty, we'll echo it out with this HTML. Pause the video if you need to. Alright, Now that we have that all set up, let's test the form. Refresh the page. You should now see the field inputs appear. Add your Twitter handle and then update the user. Next, go to a single post that this user has created. You should now see the Twitter handle appear right inside the author box like I'm seeing. That's how you would go about adding and saving fields. Alright, the next thing I want to do is add in a custom avatar for default users. By default, we're using the Mystery Man avatar. Go to the admin dashboard and navigate to Settings Discussion. At the very bottom, you can assign a different avatar for new users. However, you don't have the ability to add in your own custom ones. Just like everything else, you can add custom avatars with hooks. Inside the functions file, add the filter hook called avatar defaults, and the function to call will be named JUNewAvatar. Inside the includes folder, create a file called avatar.php and define the function inside here. Make sure to include it as well. This function will be passed in an array of default avatars. You can add in your own avatar to this array or remove already set ones. I'm going to create a new variable named avatar URL, which will be a URL to an image I've uploaded online. This is an avatar of Wapuu. I'll provide a link to this in the resource section of this lecture. Next, I'm going to add this to the array by setting the key to the URL and the value to a human readable name. I'm going to set this to default Udemy avatar. Lastly, I'm going to return the avatar array. Just like that, we have our very own custom avatar added to the list. Refresh the page and you should see the avatar being loaded. The admin can now set this avatar as the default avatar for new users. I'm going to select this avatar and save my changes. If I go back to the single post, you'll find the avatar being displayed. That wraps it up for this lecture. Before I end it, I want to talk about the HTML markup we used for the forms. Rather than using our own markup, we used WordPress markup. However, WordPress doesn't provide much documentation for it. We're left to study the correct markup and learn it through trial and error. In the resource section of this lecture, I provide a link to a plugin called WordPress Admin Style. This is a plugin that will show you the markup WordPress uses for reference. I want you to install and activate this plugin. You'll find a menu item called Admin Style. If you click on it, you'll find this long page of the various WordPress stylings you can use. This is a great plugin to have in hand when you're developing plugins or themes.